In the 2022 Champions League semifinals, we witnessed a moment that will never be forgotten. It wasn't just a match, it was a complete epic. It was a story of the champions' DNA defying all logic, a clash of historical prestige against a modern sporting project. At that time, City was the closest thing to footballing perfection under Pep Guardiola. Possession, high pressing, flawless organization, and details calculated down to the millisecond. Real Madrid, conversely, wasn't necessarily the most terrifying team from a purely tactical standpoint, but they were a team with unshakable self-belief. They knew this tournament recognized them better than anyone else. The story didn't just start in 2016, it began years prior. It started the moment Manchester City decided they wouldn't just be another team, but a permanent fixture in European football. This meant massive investment, a long-term blueprint, elite managers, and world-class talent. Meanwhile, Real Madrid was already the king of the competition, a club possessing a peculiar psychological edge in the Champions League. Even when they aren't the better side technically, they find a path to victory. Even when they are down, they strike in the final minute. This is what turned every meeting between them into a clash of philosophy against history, a new project versus an ancient institution accustomed to lifting the Big Ears trophy. Before we get to the next part of the story, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone already following along. If you're enjoying the journey so far and want to see more content like this, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications. It's the best way to support the channel and make sure you never miss a new upload. In 2012, they met in the group stages, marking the first real spark. City was still in its experimental phase under Roberto Mancini, featuring Aguero, Yaya Toure, and David Silva, an entertaining side but still European novices. Real Madrid, led by Jose Mourinho, had Cristiano Ronaldo in his prime, supported by Ozil, Di Maria, Ramos, and Casillas. The first leg at the Bernabeu was a cinematic masterpiece. City took the lead, Madrid fought back, and the game swung back and forth until Madrid turned it around in the dying moments to win 3-2. The Bernabeu exploded as Ronaldo netted the winner late on, a moment that signaled Real Madrid in Europe as a different beast entirely. The return leg in Manchester was high tension. A 1-1 draw saw City exit the competition. They began to learn that Europe isn't just about beautiful play. It requires the character of a champion. Fast forward to the 2016 round of 16. Pellegrini versus Zidane. The first leg was cautious, but the second was decided by experience. It was clear Madrid knew how to control the tempo. Even without pressing or dominating possession, they would lull you into a false sense of security before striking. Modric played as if he weren't even running, yet a single touch would bypass two defensive lines. While City looked for a moment of individual brilliance from Aguero or a long shot from De Bruyne, Madrid played with veteran composure. The 2020 season deserves a pause, as it was the official declaration that City had become a heavyweight. The first leg in Madrid was filled with tactical nuance. The Spanish crowd expected a routine win, but City arrived with immense confidence. Guardiola deployed a brilliant tactical plan. He reduced the depth, pressured Madrid's build-up play, and exploited the space behind Marcelo. Gabriel Jesus scored from a defensive positioning error, and De Bruyne converted a penalty with total composure. Madrid was stunned. The return leg at the Etihad showcased a matured City side, Rodri anchoring the midfield, De Bruyne floating between the lines, and Sterling pressing relentlessly. City capitalized on individual errors to win 4-2 on aggregate, a moment proving that a well-built project could indeed overcome history. The 2022 season must be recounted second by second. The first leg at the Etihad saw City score within minutes via a De Bruyne header. City played with a frantic pace, looking to bury the tie early. But Madrid possesses that champion's persona. Benzema pulled one back, City extended it to 4-2, then Benzema chipped away again to make it 4-3. It was an open, nerve-wracking affair. City fans were celebratory yet anxious because Madrid always leaves you with the feeling that they aren't finished. In the second leg, the tension from the 71st to the 91st minute was suffocating. Mahrez scored for City, and he could already see himself in the final. Cameras caught the exhausted faces of the Madrid players. Then suddenly, a cross, a Rodrigo goal. A minute later, the same player scored again. The stadium was a cauldron. In extra time, Benzema scored a penalty with ice-cold nerves. City was mentally broken, and Madrid progressed. One of the greatest comebacks in modern history. In 2023, the response was ruthless. Guardiola had clearly learned his lesson. He returned with a more balanced lineup, a flexible back three, Rodri as the fixed pivot, and Bernardo Silva roaming the flanks. After a 1-1 tactical stalemate in the first leg, the return leg was a 4-0 demolition. It was a statement of total dominance. City pressed from the first whistle. Madrid couldn't even catch their breath. Bernardo scored. The Etihad was rocking, and every tackle was met with a roar. Madrid tried to rely on their aura, but this time there was no room for miracles. City went on to win the trophy, a watershed moment in their history. In 2024, the cycle repeated in the quarterfinals. The first leg at the Bernabeu was as mad as 2022, but in a different way. City arrived as the confident defending champions, while Madrid's youngsters had matured, now featuring Jude Bellingham. It was a high-octane 3-3 draw, long-range screamers, rapid transitions, and high stakes. The return leg at the Etihad was a tactical departure. City monopolized the ball, attempting to stretch the pitch, while Madrid sat deep, relying on Vinicius's pace on the counter. Haaland was shackled and denied space. The match ended 1-1, 4-4 aggregate, and went to penalties. There, nerves took center stage once more. Lunin saved 2 penalties, Madrid remained clinical, and City, despite their dominance and chances, was ousted by the same foe. It was a haunting reminder that control doesn't always equal qualification. Madrid went on to win the title yet again, while City began to feel the weight of a European complex regarding Real Madrid. The truth is, this fixture is no longer just a game. It is an annual chapter in the book of the Champions League. Every season adds a new line. It is a project attempting to impose its hegemony against a history that refuses to step aside. City has the most organized system. Madrid has the most impactful moments. Sometimes logic wins, and sometimes the champion triumphs. One thing is certain: whenever these two stand across from each other, history is rewritten.